About 2 weeks ago, I met with an old client of mine. Not that old, but like it's been around 3 or 4 years since I worked with him. We made a website for him, or I made a website for him back in the day, and he reached out asking for a couple of changes. So I said, okay, let me take a look. Went on his website, and it was completely gone. And it looked like he had lapsed on one of the automated payments. Maybe his credit card changed or something. And so I told him, hey, this is down. It looks like it's been down for a while. There's usually a grace period, but I don't know how long it's going to be. So we should make sure it's not expired as soon as possible and get it up again, revive it. So that night, I think I spent around 6 hours getting to the bottom of it, ended up reviving it, and made the changes, some of the edits that he wanted on the website. And this was like Friday night, so he was like very appreciative that I was able to take care of it before the weekend. And he's like, hey, invoice me. And I said, no, this is completely free and complimentary. He doesn't pay me for maintenance. He doesn't pay me on an ongoing basis. And this was something that I didn't believe in taking money for. And that's kind of the topic I want to talk about today, which is what I believe in taking money for. I'm not saying this is right for everyone. A lot of people will probably disagree and say that what I'm doing is wrong, maybe stupid. Sure, I could see that. I could see that argument too. So, what I believe in charging for are things that I want to be doing as a way of creating value. So, if it's not something that I intend on doing in order to make a profit from, or to like, hey, this is my main source of profit, this is what I want to do in order to make money, then everything else, I'm either doing it as a favor or I shouldn't be doing it at all. Like this kind of web edit stuff, well, now I pass it on to my team, but if it came straight to me and they asked me to do it, I should say no unless I really wanted to do it for them. And in that case, I can do it as a favor. If I'm looking to charge money, now that should be done with the main business, the core services that I'm looking to do. And this is a way for me to keep focused, to not just open the doors for any sort of income to come in, which I think is a very interesting way of filtering stuff. So what are we allowing ourselves to profit from? What are we allowing ourselves to be paid for in order, or like what are we allowing people to pay us money for? Like that's very important. And so that's one of the criteria I use. So yeah, it's just something I wanted to share for something I did recently. And also it brought up the idea, this is a completely unrelated topic, but just how I think, I don't want to use the word scammy, but I think just how scammy the industry can be when it comes to a lot of these things. And I don't know if the word scammy is right because I don't think it's an accurate fit. But what I'm trying to say is I know of a lot of companies who charge $350 plus a month for availability to do these updates. And just like me, they would have sat there doing nothing for 3 to 4 years, being paid that amount of money to do nothing. And maybe once in a while make some photo updates or something. Now, for certain relationships, that can make sense. But if you're watching this, you're probably a dentist. And I think for solo offices, that kind of relationship really doesn't make sense. And so I think there's a lot of pricing and exchanges of value that I don't think are the best for the consumer, which would be you. So I just wanted to mention that because it really shouldn't cost that much. And I know there is a lot of that going on. So just to be careful for that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Be very selective with, I think, what you allow yourself to be paid for. And not just, and that's going to be your brand at the end of the day. Like if you're the person who anyone can pay to do anything, that's going to be your brand. That's going to be what you're known for. Versus if you really carefully select and curate what people are able to hire you for, then as time goes on, you become known as that thing, right? So keep that in mind. That's it for today's video, and see you guys in the next one.